quarterback guys that's been this week, and have you kind of made a decision?
Yeah, both those guys have played really well. They're both going to play in the game, like I said earlier. We're going to go with Deuce as the starter, and I think he's earned it, done a great job. We're excited to see him go play.
What do you anticipate kind of the breakdown of them playing? Are you going to just split halves, or is it kind of?
Yeah, we're not going to get specific about that. They're both going to play in the game, and they're both going to play well. They're both prepared. We got a good plan for both of them. They're going to play well.
Does anything change with either of them from an offensive standpoint? Do you feel like they've got similar traits where you just run an offense period, or are there things that each one can do that might be a little different?
It's similar. I mean, there's things they lean in more. Each one of them. We want to play to their strengths always. That's our task as coaches to put our players in the best position possible to have success. And so, there's little differences in things that they like better. That's constant communication between player and coach, and that'll continue from now till kickoff to make sure we're doing the right thing.
DJ, I want to say too tall, came back after being a starter for 2 years, was a sixth man for a while, and now he stepped up as a starter again. What does that say about him, willing to do whatever is asked?
Yeah, right. Isn't that pretty cool? Like, just, again, in today's day and age, there's so much of the other direction that when those things happen, and it's a credit to him. Credit to the type of person he is, type of player he is, and he didn't just come in and play. He played well. He did a really good job for us, and so we're dependent on him again to keep going that way, and I think he will.
Team been locked in this week of practice?
It's been a great week, play. Great 2 weeks, really. I mean, if you include the bye week, I compliment them on their focus, their intent. We've given specific objectives for each day we come in there. I think it's important as a player to know, okay, when I'm going to feel, what are we working on today? What are we trying to get better at? And they've responded. They've listened. They've put it on the field, and so yeah, I feel like there's been great preparation.
You talked about the importance of bowl games for this team, potentially getting that yesterday, I guess, in the teleconference. Have you given any kind of verbal agreement or anything that you're going to hang around until things are settled, whether it's through a bowl game or through sign day or anything like that?
We're trying to go 1-0. Our focus is to go 1-0, go win this game on Saturday, and that's everyone's focused in the entire building.
Talk about the young guys at linebacker. Obviously, you're DeMarcus not there now. Bryce and Elijah. What have you seen out of those guys throughout the year this year? Because they played a lot of football.
They've played a lot for us, and they've played well. I mean, they haven't just played; they've played at a high level. Those guys are incredible, and they respond to challenges. They respond to practice. They prepare right. And that's not always indicative of freshmen. Sometimes you get guys that are, probably talented enough maybe that they can play and help, but don't have the mindset yet to have the understanding of what it takes. And those guys are unique in that they do. They get it. They understand what preparation means, what it looks like, especially at the linebacker position. It's another level. You're kind of the quarterbacks of the defense, and you got to really be in tune with what's going on around you. And they do a really good job of that.
When you were recruiting those guys, did you see them as guys that would have a chance to be this impactful this early?
That was the hope. It's always a hope. You never quite know. You think you know, but you never quite know. But that certainly was the hope. Just spending time with those guys. I mean, you can watch film and know they're great players, but it was more when you spend time with them and get to know them. Like, they're kind of wired the right way. They're wired the way a great player is, a guy that's really loves football, understands that there's a whole other level of preparation outside of just playing the game. And so we definitely thought that about those guys, but they proved it to be true.
DJ, with Horatio Fields coming back, I know he was available at practice this week. Where are you guys at with a medical redshirt? Is he going to be able to play the rest of the year? I guess what's his status right now?
Yeah, we're still day to day with that. He's doing a great job fighting like crazy to get back and get squeeze every ounce of every day to get himself where he can be to play. And so we'll keep taking that day by day. He's out there a little bit today. We'll talk more with the trainers afterwards, and we'll just keep treating it that way.
Do you know how many games he can play this year and maintain the medical red shirt?
Yeah, he still has the ability to play and maintain his red shirt. Yeah.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.